Hey everyone, so today was test server patch. We got some big balance changes, so let's go over them, then talk about the other good stuff because this patch was pretty loaded. As always with these, I'm going to show you all the changes. I'm not going to talk over them, just show them to you, and then we're going to talk about it briefly after. Let's start with Succession Maegu. Okay, so I'm going to talk about Maegu for a minute. Her PvP damage on live servers since launch has been way too high. If you don't think so, you're deluded. So nerfs were obviously coming. Their idea was to give her high damage because she lacks an S block, which is such a strange thing to say, but I'll put that aside. The nerfs are around overall like 10% in PvP to her more used skills, but the damage nerf is really not that bad. What is significant, I think, is losing that iframe on the ult, because it is a very slow animation wind up for that 100%. Regardless, what is surprising is the lack of crossover skills. I thought really we were going to get that today, and Revamp skills as well. We don't have them. Abyssal skills still missing for Wusa as well. We're going to eventually get them according to the notes. I imagine they mean next week, hopefully, but we'll see. So overall, what do the nerfs mean for Maegu? Basically, you're going to do like 10% less damage. And if you were using Maegu in Node Wars, well, you're going to notice you're going to do a lot less damage. But for PvE, she's still very strong. Nothing has been touched except some skill leveling changes. They may look like buffs, but they're really only for like the tier 2 of a skill. They're mostly leveling things. And of course, that 100% BSR iframe removed, which does affect PvE if you're using it while you're grinding. That's going to affect you as well, but it's a minor thing. One of the better things, I think, is the ability to chain your dash forward now after you use Chain Spirit Step. That's a good change. And the icon for your clone is now pink in your own minimap, so you know it's not like a guildie or a party member or whatever. And I think more importantly, if you're fighting a Maegu, you should know that it should be highlighting her as red when her clone appears, so it won't be as easy for you to distinguish which Maegu is a real player and which one is a clone. Now moving on to Succession Stage, they were doing a lot of damage as well, not as talked about, but still, I think if you've seen Succession Stage, does a lot of damage, hence the nerf to 2 skills. And Awakened Rangers, same thing. Those skills were doing a lot of damage, so much that I had Rangers in my AOS lobbies really like super happy about how much damage they were doing. And let me tell you, when Ranger mains are happy, something's off. They're never happy. For them to be smiling and laughing about how much Nature's Tremble was doing, kind of knew PA was going to ruin their fun, hence the nerfs to be expected. As for the Awakened Witch and Awakened Wizard buffs, what do I think? Well, every time Awakening mages get buffed, it's never the right buff according to the longtime mage mains, so I assume similar situation, probably not enough, but let me know if you're an Awakened mage. What do you think about it in the comments? Now moving on to siege caps have been changed and the uncapped region has swapped. They have also added a 2 node war restriction for castle owners and added some zones to the castle item drop rate buff for owners. What I think is more relevant for the majority of you is this next change to node investment. So previously, if you invested in a node, you had a small item drop rate increase every 10th mob. It's not a big deal, but now the node investment levels go up to 20 instead of 10, and each level is going to give you a flat 0.5% item drop rate increase, meaning at level 20, that zone is going to give you 10% more item drop rate, which is a really good change. They have also added nodes for Alchemist and Hystria, so you can use it for those zones as well. Crystal bag slots will now be expanded through expansion slots. So that was something a lot of people were asking for. You have a quest now that you can do to get some free slots, but otherwise you're going to have to use loyalty or, real money to expand your crystal bag slots. Odalita has some new side quests, which is always good. Add-ons can now have their animation skipped when you place your add-ons, which is a really good thing. And farming UI has been updated as well. And that's it for today's test server patch. These nerfs and buffs will come to live servers more than likely next week for global. Console players still have to wait for Maegu. I don't know when she's releasing as of the time I'm recording this, but by the time you do get Maegu, I imagine she will have these balance changes already implemented. Again, the nerf to Maegu is PvP only. Her PvE is still S tier, so don't worry too much about that. Let me know what you think about the update today in the comments down below. And as always, thanks again for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.